Hi, I'm Stephanie from ladobies, and this is my assistant, Creed. I'm going to demonstrate how to rack ears today. Of course, Creed has been through surgery several months ago. His ears are standing fairly well. We still have just the tips of it that has a crease in it. You're going to begin with making sure that you clean the ears out good with peroxide. Make sure it's completely dried before you attempt to try to rack it up. I use this tape here. I got it off of Amazon. I buy it by the box is 12 per roll. It equals out to about $2 a roll. It's breathable tape, and I also use this biker rod. It's the 3/4 inch. The biker rod is what I use. You can purchase it at any hardware, Home Depot, Lowe's. And what I do is, if you're having to rack by yourself, it's fine. Most probably you would need help if you don't have a patient one that likes to be handled with his ears. It's always a good idea before you put him through surgery to make sure that you massage on his ears to let him see that it's okay. I take the biker rod and I back tape it. I've already pre-cut the size that I need, the length for his ear, to make sure that it fits. He has a medium cut, Creed, and you want to make sure that you put the biker rod in the earlobe to the tip, like this. With it being back tape, it's going to give it support on the inside, plus whenever we tape on the outside, it's going to help. If you don't have anyone to help you, it's pretty much you can do by yourself. Just, you want, like I said, have this pre-cut, and you also want to make sure that you have at least 2 pieces of tape cut and ready to go whenever you get the biker rod into the earlobe. I'm going to take the biker rod, which has been back taped, and you want to put it into the base of the ear and position it to where when you have it down in the earlobe, you want to make sure when you start racking that you pull the ear up and there's not going to be a crease here. You want to make sure that this cartilage stays straight. The secret to it is to make sure that this is straight up when you start racking. I have the tape that's already been cut. Stick it in the earlobe. We're going to take our first piece of tape, and you want to make sure that it's pulled up. Start at the base and work your way, Creed. That'll be your first one. Then you're going to take your second piece, pull the ear up. Okay, this is your first one that's been racked. We have a little bit exposed, but a little bit more than what I want, because I want to make sure that I keep an eye on the tip. So I'm going to cut one more piece just to hold this part right against it. By the way, this is Creed. He was born August 26, 2014. He's off of Apollo, Creed, and Asia. His mom is red and his dad's red. And he has the personality of his dad. He's laid back, always wanting to sleep, and he's very curious about everything. But he's a very patient dog. So here's the first rack, and we're through with that. And you want to do the same steps with the opposite ear. Here's the other one that I already had back taped, and I'm going to insert it in the earlobe, and we're going to do the same on this ear. Now we're going to start with the second ear. We're going to put the biker rod in the ear base of the ear, like this. And you want to make sure that this cartilage is straight up and not creased in when you start to take the tape and wrap it. You want to make sure it's pulled up. Lower base of the ear, pull it up. And you want to wrap. And then wrap the ear where that's going to be your first piece. Okay, you're going to take the second piece and do the same. You want to make sure that you're holding the ear up. And it's going to look like this. Like I said, you want to leave the tip out to see for swelling, which this is a little bit too much because it could still flop over. So we're going to put one more piece right here just to make sure that it's straight like we want. This is a rack here. That's very easy to do. Saves lots of money from having to go back and forth to the vet's office. And the secret to getting the ears to stand is you want to stay on top of this process of racking it up and down until you have the correct results of them standing. If you have one ear that has a tendency to flop in a little bit, you want to make sure that they're straight up. Take you an extra piece of tape and run it from ear to ear. You're going to take that tape and run it at the base. You're going to start on one side. Make sure the ear is straight up. What is it, bud? You don't want the ears in because then the results would be like a bonnet folded in together. So you want to make sure this is loose enough to where when it's support to where it's going to hold them straight up and not inward. So you have to work with this to make sure you get it adjusted to your dog's ears. Whenever we do get it, you just want to take it, pinch it together, and this is what the ending results are. I would recommend leaving these crops up as long as you don't see any swelling to the tips, anywhere from 3 to 4 days. You want to make sure that it doesn't come out at the earlobe, because if it comes out right here, it's going to have the ear wanting to flop inward, which we do not want. We want the ears straight up, and that's the results. And the easiest method that we do here at ladobies.
ladobies.com